Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most tense periods in world history, the Cold War. From nuclear arms races to secret spy missions, this era was full of surprises. And we're going to share 10 mind-blowing Cold War facts that you probably didn't know. Let's get started. 1. The US once planned to nuke the moon. In the 1950s, the US seriously considered a plan called Project A119 to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. The goal? To show military might and intimidate the Soviet Union during the height of the space race. Thankfully, this idea never left the drawing board. 2. The Soviet Union had a secret nuclear city. Ever heard of City 40? This was a secret, closed-off city in the Soviet Union where nuclear weapons were developed. It was hidden from maps, and residents lived isolated from the outside world, working on some of the most dangerous weapons of the time. 3. A game of chicken. Almost led to nuclear war. During the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, the US and the Soviet Union came dangerously close to nuclear war. At one point, Soviet submarines armed with nuclear torpedoes were cornered by US ships. Thankfully, the Soviet commander decided not to launch, avoiding global catastrophe. 4. The Berlin Wall almost sparked World War III. When the Berlin Wall was erected in 1961, tensions skyrocketed. Both US and Soviet tanks faced off at Checkpoint Charlie, with only a few hundred meters between them. The world held its breath as both sides came perilously close to open conflict. 5. The Soviet Union had a doomsday machine. It sounds like something out of a movie, but the Soviet Union built a real-life doomsday device. Known as Perimeter, this system could automatically launch nuclear weapons if it detected a nuclear attack on Soviet soil, even if the country's leaders had been wiped out. 6. A cosmonaut almost got stuck in space. In 1965, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov became the first person to perform a spacewalk, but it almost ended in disaster. His suit inflated too much while outside the spacecraft, and he struggled to get back in. He barely made it, but his pioneering mission became a Cold War space race triumph. 7. Spies were everywhere. During the Cold War, both sides deployed spies all over the world. From famous double agents like Kim Philby to secret programs like the CIA's MK Ultra, espionage played a massive role in shaping the Cold War, with spies using gadgets straight out of a James Bond movie. 8. A Soviet pilot defected in a top-secret plane. One of the most daring Cold War escapes happened in 1976 when Soviet pilot Viktor Belenko defected to the US in his advanced MiG-25 fighter jet. He flew the top-secret aircraft right into Japan, handing the US valuable intelligence on Soviet aviation technology. 9. There were fake American towns in the Soviet Union. Believe it or not, the Soviet Union built fake American towns to train spies. These towns had mock streets, stores, and houses designed to teach Soviet agents how to blend in when infiltrating the US. It was all part of their intense Cold War espionage efforts. 10. The Cold War didn't end until 1991. Most people think the Cold War ended with the fall of the Berlin Wall in 1989, but it actually lasted until 1991, when the Soviet Union officially dissolved. This marked the end of nearly 5 decades of tension, espionage, and the constant threat of nuclear war. Pretty mind-blowing, right? The Cold War was a time of extreme tension and near disasters that could have changed the world forever. If you learned something new today, make sure to hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe for more fascinating history. Thanks for watching.